It's Teneca and welcome back to my channel. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to show me some love, and also share your suggestion. Relax. So who are the 144,000? Something's breaking me out. I went to a reader a long time ago that told me that I had been here 13 previous times, at least, and that this was my first time in the Americas. She just had a lot to say that was very eye-opening. And it's like, on one hand, I'm focused on how odd that experience was for me. It was a beautiful experience, but I'm just saying, in the gist of all the other experiences that I have that don't look anything like that, I'm just acknowledging, or I was just acknowledging how unique that experience was. But two, what would have to have been in the speaker's heart, the person who decided to share that information with me, are they the people who are considered in that 144,000? Because that makes more sense than not necessarily the people who are just here living their lives, living in whatever their purpose is, but the ones of them, the ones of us who are waking up everyone else just by living upright, just by being spiritually obedient and passing a message when you have one in your heart to pass. Because everyone don't move like that. Everyone doesn't do that. Are the 144,000 the targeted, the chosen? Is that who they are? The people who would, who are so humble and so modest that their first thought is, you can't be talking about me. Surely you don't mean me. It's not the person that puts themselves in a pulpit or puts themselves in a barn and gathers the sheep, gathers a congregation that they form themselves. I'm talking about the ones who the brokenhearted, the life shattered, they are drawn. And there are some people that they want that pull so bad. They want it so bad. They envy what they really don't see. It was a lady that I can't say that we're becoming friends. I can't say that, but she's an acquaintance, someone that I'm getting to know. And every time she sees me, she's like, look at you, you're all dressed up, Miss Sexy thing and blah, blah, blah. And I had to tell her, like, hey, things are not always what they appear to be, because whatever I am, I'm not necessarily trying to be that. I'm not trying to be anything, especially not that. But I'm like, you don't know what you're looking at. Like, a lot of my clothes, this is all that I have to wear. So here's the interesting thing. So remember the fire that happened, I keep wanting to say last year, but it was in November of 2022 is when it actually happened. The fire out. It's like the last couple of weeks. And no, I know that it's not any type of, it would have to be a reaction to some things. Anyway, the woman asked me to explain what I was talking about. And I told her, I was like, there was a fire in November of 2022. And no, it didn't destroy the entire home. It made it where I don't want to sit on my couch, and I hardly sat on it since then. I still haven't gotten rid of it. A part of me thinks it's maybe it's like I'm kind of punishing myself for not putting myself first, not putting my household first, and just replacing it by now after all this time. Now it's been over a year and a couple of months now. I could have been anyway. So I'm just sharing with her and telling her, like, this is my testimony, and I know how it looks on the outside, that I have a whole series of little black dresses that was from a Shein haul that I ordered, ironically, right before that fire. And then there were some things that were delivered directly after. Like, that's all I have is like, not. Stay tuned for an important update from one of our valued sponsors. Buckle your seatbelts, sit back, just listen. Process, listen, but stay tuned. Okay, here it is. Did you know that group stalking, or stalking period, but especially group stalking, is a felony? It's a punishable crime, and it is very easily proven. Because the people who make the moves that they make and do what they do, they solicit and enlist unsuspecting people that you don't even know what you're participating in. It's just like the peer pressure is real. It's real that people, a group of people can be somehow, I can't even say coerced. Maybe these people are convinced at best. I don't know that I could be convinced. I don't know that I could be convinced to do anything that is outside of my character. Which is very telling, because maybe the people who commit crimes like that, I can't even call that a petty crime. That's actually very serious. You might want to see what the penalty is in your state, whatever state you live in, if you are a participant of pursuing a target with gang stalking, what your role is in it. There's an organization that has sent me a fine for a parking ticket for a vehicle that I have not owned, had, or even had possession of in over 10 years. I've had several vehicles registered to my name, but this company, there was a young woman, an old friend of me that used to work for this agency, health sciences and stuff like that. People can, I guess, see a person and find whatever reason that they have, or whatever reason that someone else shares. Yeah, that's so and so. She bought the last backpack at Target. And so because of that, they call in all their favors from their friends at the tax commission in the office. People who are in positions that you are supposed to uphold the law, not obstruct it. What is the penalty for gang stalking? What is the penalty for gang stalking? These are lines that are very, very easily connected with very obvious dots on the board. What is the penalty for gang stalking? And do you know that it does not matter, like for the targeted individual who would be being stalked, it doesn't matter what you suspect that person has done, what you think you know that person has done. The only organized agencies that can move like that and pursue someone with just on a hunch that they're trying to investigate something, I think that would be the CIA and FBI, some various departments within the police force. I mean, but this is an investigation. But outside of that, the people who maybe they watch too much damn TV. They watch too much TV. You watch too much TV when you think that you can show up and present like with something that is legit, but it's not legit. The things that we learn whenever we go through therapy and counseling. These are just some of the horror stories that I've heard of, and I have firsthand experience. As you can see, this is something that I get very passionate about. I talk about it all the time. It comes up. It's something that I've healed from over and over again because I've run into it so many times. And I've seen so many others that they've run into it also. I mean, so many times. It's just very heartbreaking, and this type of adversity takes us out of here, man. I listen to myself as I'm talking about this, and I know my situation, and I know others who have been where I am right now, and it is so sad and so disheartening. It really is. And so for anyone that might be feeling anything like this, if you've experienced this, if you know someone that has, man, you should be speaking up. It saves lives. And you can. It's typically behind the misrepresentation of events, the misrepresentation and literal fraudulent lying on the targeted individual. Yea, to all the weeds coming up through the concrete. To all the weeds coming up through the concrete. All of the underdogs. All the people that ain't did shit to nobody but be out here just trying to live. Just trying to make it. Just trying to make it. Just trying to survive. I am one of them.
This too shall pass type of energy. Like karmically, spiritually, what the hell be happening?
If you find yourself in a situation where you suspect that that's happening to you, you know how easy it is just...
Okay, so I caught myself. Seek your own legal advice should you feel the need to.
Groups of people, and they do not have to be in the same agency or in the same neighborhood. I got a package from UPS, right, to my address. And the people who are responsible for sending this package to me, they worked in the same that I used to work in, and are clearly friends with people that I used to be friends with. Not even friends with, acquaintances. They are friends with people that I used to be acquainted with.
Okay, so if you're checking my body language right here, I definitely got very frustrated with myself because I said acquaintance more than once in a way that I didn't mean to. So my anxiety was acting up and I was not happy. But I am practicing self-love. That's why I'm aware of this hiccup and definitely being a lot kinder to myself. Just bear with me. That's the whole point in these awkward, weird ass videos, you know, just to show you I'm awkward. I'm feeling it. And I do want to share because I know other people, they project something other than the awkward. That's when you get the meanies or the people that are overly nice or they want to do it all the time. Just think about that. Okay.
Okay. You don't know that peer pressure is real? It doesn't stop just because you're not in elementary school anymore? I remember some years ago, I was working in this hospital, and there was a young lady, again, and in all of these situations, these are people, some of the people who are, they're just lifting up their mask like,
I know you thought it was one thing. Let me show you, you know?
These are people that most of the time that I looked up to you. Looked up to. Admired. Like, oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, her skin is so perfect. Oh, her hair is so perfect. Oh, she's so poised. She doesn't curse as much as I curse. I wish I had control over my mouth. Whenever I feel like it, I can drop an F-bomb or say the S word, or if I want to say the N word, whatever I want to say, you know, but I'm in the company of people who have more self-control than I do in a lot of different areas. They're more disciplined than I am in a lot of areas. You know how to pull back from the table, and you know how to work out, and you know how to get enough rest, and you know how to meditate, you know how to eat right. So your waist is smaller than mine. Your skin is clearer than mine. Your hair is longer, thicker, shinier than mine. Never felt jealous about you. I admired people. And I tell them, I'm very forthcoming. Oh my God, I love this about you. Even if I know you've been up there talking shit about me. I know that maybe that's a version of crazy for people who are looking to validate that Teneca's crazy. Maybe that is a little bit insane. But I know people I don't see that example in TV. Well, other than the people who decide to take justice in their own hands and they get on the level of their adversaries and their the predators that set eyes on them, that focus in on them. But I wanted to talk about that. It's an interesting conversation. I'm random like that. I'll just start talking in public and I'll just ask people, like at my job, one or two of the jobs. Now I got 3 jobs, y'all. Again, I'm just trying to make it.
Just quietly, over here minding all of my business. Just trying to survive. Still picking myself up.
Still walking in the spirit of gratitude. Walking in the spirit of forgiveness. I encourage others to do that. These people will try so often to take you out of your character. Yeah, this bitch over here acting like she blah blah blah, and she's this and this. She used to fight all the time, or she's just a hoe. Like, I'm certain that any given year, you could just pick whichever year you want to pick. The people that be talking that kind of crap, it's like you've had more people, more times in a year than I've had in my whole life. I'm just saying. And those same people will take those ill thoughts about me to other people to confirm. Like this one gentleman that said he wanted to date me, right? And I actually wanted to give him a chance. And I did give him a chance, a very fair chance. I knew a lot of his background, I knew a lot of the stuff that he had going on, the shame that he placed on himself. He allowed people to kind of crucify him for one stupid mistake or a couple of stupid mistakes that he made. A wife that was supposed to ride by his side who let him down and dropped him. A son that is very obviously showing that he could not be any less interested in a connection with him. A daughter who sees him as a literal bank, always asking for money, and she is more than equipped. Hell, she's more equipped than me and him both to take care of herself, but stays in his pockets. Anyway, and I had no judgment for that. I had no advice for that either. I'm not going to come in here trying to rearrange somebody else's situation. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to observe. And if he feels uncomfortable, or if he starts talking about how his money is like looking funny, then I will ask, well, is there a reason that you donate to this charitable organization called your daughter? And even your son sometimes. People who don't have time to actually spend with you. Maybe on occasion on your birthday or anniversary or something like that. Is there a reason that you're doing that? But we never got that far because he started hearing things about me, along with his own suspicion. And that's like another thing. It's like people can see. People have expressed, the ones that have been just completely honest. Honestly, I'm just going to be honest, Teneca. You seem like you like too good to be true. It's too good to be true. Intelligent, beautiful, funny. I'm not going to sit up here and toot my own horn, which actually I do that lately. That's building yourself back up. I built myself back up, reminding myself I'm motherfucking amazing. I am a blessing to the people who I come in contact with. I'm not talking about the people who leave the speculatory garbage, that debris everywhere they go, trying to taint everyone who seems like they might like me. You have something negative to say. And it's all based on your perspective and your perception, not on any facts about me. It's like shame on those people that do that, and shame on the other people who have the willingly listening ears. And then all of a sudden, it's like I'm getting hit up online from people who do not even know me. You do not know me. But these people are gung-ho. They've come into my place of work. And thank God I already let my bosses know, like, hey, there's a situation. There's some mean girls running around this bitch like a bunch of mangy cats. Mangy alley cats. That if your children knew what you were doing, actually most of you, your children probably know what you're doing. It is disgusting.
I'm just saying, what's the penalty for gang stalking?
Is it a felony? How clean are these prints? What can be traced back to you? I got a package right here with the lady whose name is, actually there's a phone number. I looked up the phone number, and the phone number goes to a lady named Jen. Guess what? His neighbor's with someone who has been trying to start shit with me for years. We all have eyes. And it's as easy as it was for me to connect those dots. I don't know how that works. Some people speculate that the FBI and the CIA are always listening, and ever since whatever event that happened on American soil, I don't think I even need to go any further into saying what that event was, but ever since that event, that our surveillance in the United States, at least for sure, has been like next level. And so, as simple as it is for me as a civilian just to fact check and backtrack and trace steps as fast as I pull that information up. A trained eye. That it's their job to do it. They're not doing it in their spare time, on breaks, lunches, before and after work. This is their job for at least 8 hours of the day to find information like this out. What are you allowing yourself to be involved in? I got a notification about a tax, taxes that I owed, despite my federal tax return and state tax return, where the money was already, like, the debt has already been satisfied, because this is past tense. The debt had already been satisfied. But right after the termination from a big federal agency that I work for, I started getting repeats of bills, federal bills that had already been paid, state bills, police tickets that had already been paid. Do you know how stupid you would have to be to do that? To show yourself like that?
For the person who gave an order like that, for the peon, the little minion, wannabe minion, like you have no sense of self-worth that someone can just jerk you around like that and say, yeah, I got this person over here. This is worse than the friends and family.
It's not, I use it as an example, but it's friends and family that work at Target, that work at Walmart, that work in the supermarket, that work at the car wash, the people that just, it's like you want to be a part of some big drama.
What if the watchers that is talked about, like in the Bible? I don't think it's actually in the Bible. As we know it, I think it might be in the Apocrypha. The watchers. What if what they really are not angels, angelic beings, the eyes of God? Because if we all have God inside of us, we have the kingdom of God inside of all of us, then what if that means that we are the watchers? What if it is my past self from a previous life, or my future self, your future self? You're watching yourself. What are you doing? What are you doing? Has your envy and jealousy of a man or a woman driven you to do psychotic shit like stalking? I'm going to check someone's background. If a man says that he wants to marry me, you better know in today's time, where people are getting married and getting killed shortly after they get married for insurance money, I'm going to do my background check. But not until it makes sense, not just because I meet someone. You ask me to marry you, there's a little bit of checking I'm going to have to do. I have children still. I have parents and people that I love that depend on me to stay legally, spiritually, morally, financially upright. I encourage everyone to do that, but not like until we start, not even at exchanging I love yous. Just like at we're going to get married, I think that we all should be looking very closely at our financial records, at our criminal records. The people that are like, don't ask me a bunch of questions. You shouldn't be talking about your ex to new people. Yeah, the hell you should. Just like if you go to buy a house, you want to know some history on what has happened in this house. It looks good on the outside. You could get up in there, and shortly after you get in there, it falls. The roof could cave in because you slept on a termite issue, a damaged roof. The floor could give out because the place was flooded for months and no one knew it. And all they did was drain it and didn't tell anyone. And you walk in there and fall through the damn floor. You know what I mean? It's like, it does make sense to do some background work. Or you get married to someone and I changed my mind. I decided not to say that. I don't want anyone to feel personally attacked. Forget that part. IJS.
It is a conscious rant.
It's a conscious rant. If something can be traced back to peoples who, it's not that you've even done anything wrong, that they didn't like the outcome of a situation that you share with them. And so they solicit and enlist people to aid them in their smear campaign. It has gotten back to me how my name floats around in some circles of people that I haven't spoken to in months and months and months. Some people even years. I'm going to say, like, just as an example, and it doesn't mean that like I have anything against anyone. It's just an observation. I have not seen in person or spoken to in person any of my closest friends in years. My best friend used to work with me, and she stopped working with me like 1.5 years ago. Has it been 2 years? Because time is just flying. 1.5 years. Excuse me. Stopped working with me. We haven't had any conversations to catch up on each other's lives in all this time. And guess what? Before that, we hadn't had any conversations about my or her personal life. I think she told me that she's told me like about a couple of the guys that pursue her, and she is a hot commodity. She is fire, man. She's beautiful inside and out. Just a powerhouse. A queen. Sits in her empress energy. 100%. A G. As much as I love her, our lives, man. She has her own life. I have my own life. I'm just very, very busy. I'm in a space right now. But my point is, I haven't spoken to her. We haven't had a conversation since 2018. 2018, when I took a contract and went to another state. People in another state were asking me if I talked to her. That right there was the biggest indicator.
Everything ain't everything, apparently. Things are not always as they seem.
The things that I care to ask about and check up on. Get in there. I'm just saying. How is someone asking me about, as if me and this person talk all the time? I can't even say all the time. We don't talk ever. There were several years that was very intentional, because she started working at this agency that I used to work for, and to protect her so that no one could ever say that I was misusing my authority, or that she came in on any ticket other than her own merit. Okay, I had to step off of that. Felt myself getting emotional because I do miss my friend. But anyway, and so I found these pictures of myself that I absolutely love. They're very quirky. They are me, odd as hell. But here's a conversation between me and my son. Check it out. Type relationships, then that's when you really see you see that. Because like when I met him, he was saying that he was in love with the lady, and his love for her caused him to have an ulcer, and the doctor basically told him that if he didn't like basically take care of that thing that was causing him stress, potentially stroke out, or he could, whatever, have a heart attack. I thought that was the scariest thing, and I felt so bad for him, because like we should be trying to give each other peace, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so when you tell me that you had a headache, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, all that stress and shit do add up, and the bad food, bad air, bad thinking, it all accumulates to cortisol, extra manifestations of sickness.
No, it seems like she cooks really healthy meals. It's just the seasoning that she chooses. I just think that it's over seasoned. But you're talking to somebody, like, I know that compared to the way everyone else in our family cooks, I know that you guys think that I under season, but that's the only reason that I under season. It's not that I don't want to taste the more flavorful flavor. Unless I get like the real deal, like cumin and things, like real spices, which those are a little bit more expensive most of the time. But once I do that, then yeah, we are a lot of sodium rich, because they got to preserve that stuff. It's just, and then the Red Lake 40.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh.
Yeah, I be telling them to put all the seasoning in, they be trying to tell me to cut back on it. They even putting me like little special pieces to the side. I'm like, season shit out of this shit.
You gotta let that go. The way you can get around it is, like I said, with the spices. Use those things. If you use like the allspice, let it be organic if they have an organic one. I'm so far out of practice. I'm sure that we're evolving with seasonings by now. No MSG, no like non-GMO, organic. Yeah. Huh?
I be buying them at not Sprouts, but natural grocers.
They are just like so expensive to me, but I love them. Yeah.
They have a health advisor and everything up there for free.
Okay. Well, start asking how you can substitute out the things that you are loving to taste, just in case it turns out to be a high blood pressure thing. I think you can see that with the amount of sodium. It's sodium, and I just stopped even eating it. I don't even care. Like, I don't know all those specifics. I saw what I needed to see for me to put it down. It doesn't mean like if I go to a restaurant that I can't indulge every now and then in something that's pre-seasoned, like a steak should be properly seasoned, but not over-seasoned. Like eating chicken that is properly seasoned and not over-seasoned, like churches. I like that greasy, salty shit. You know what I mean? I love it. It's so good and so salty. I know better. I've been doing good not getting it though. It's been, I could say months now. Definitely since November. Maybe even October. Since I've had Church's chicken. Oh, that's what I was supposed to be looking for. I know, but even like, well, if I was treating this space right, I technically have the room. It would be like a raised or elevated or raised garden. Since I don't have a yard, then I can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's raised, like where I have it, wherever I have it situated in the house.
You just need to buy a thermal box.
What is that? A thermal box?
It's a grow house, an indoor grow house box. You just set up. It's like a tent.
So that's what that one guy was trying to propose to me, asking could he grow out of my closet. I was like, you gonna grow your shit out of my closet? No, get out of your own closet. That's when I got to see who I was talking to. It's like, brother, for you to be asking me, can you grow some shit out of me? You must not have a closet. Where you living at? Oh, you thought you were living here. Oh, I didn't know. Like, I did not know it. She did not know. I have 2 bottles of Very Sexy in my purse. That's so funny. I know that I'm close to finding them. Give me just a second. I know. I bet you're not getting this one. Unless I have more than one. Well, I know that I have. Well, here's one. So yeah. I'm gonna go back to wearing this. I think I lost the ring that for me. I'm hoping that it's in this purse, but if it's not, I think I'm gonna get pretty sad about that, son. The ring that it shows exactly where the moon was when I was born. That's what it is, and she cannot find it. Please tell me this is it. No, it's not.
So I decided to come off of that subject. It was getting way too deep. The fact is, I do miss my girl, and I decided in exchange, I'm going to use these photos that I took of myself, these odd. Look at me. I know. And this has been weeks ago now that I did this. Not weeks, maybe like 2 weeks. Anyway, and the point is always to share my story and to give perspective to some people who know more fully the story, and then to the people who are coming in from the outside, like, what the hell is she talking about? Just giving you some context so you know exactly what you're listening to, or a little closer to what you're listening to. Okay, back to the story.
No, but I mean, was he cleaning them properly and making sure that all off of them? Because you can clean, if you rub a pear, you can rub the skin a lot of the way off, which is good because that skin has all the pesticides and stuff in it that you don't want in your body. You really don't want it in there anyway, you know? For the other, I was recently looking at
Like that guy, that's been like, it's kind of got to me. He's in my head. The gentleman that brought me that really, really expensive bottle of wine. Well, I think to have spent that much money, I think that he was definitely making a statement. That's not just throwing money.
It's probably like that as people just view things differently sometimes. You seem like you're trying to be casual with you.
No, because that bottle was almost $200. And he paid it. And then I learned too, though, that in the following days, in the preceding days, like before that he had, I guess he had been seen at all of the most expensive hotels, just like literally throwing $100 bills, like throwing money. And you know what I think when I see that? I be thinking that, you know, because the people who are the most generous, they feel the most lack. Like the people, just like the people who are the happiest, that they bring you joy, they're the people who need it the most. But anyway, I've been in my head about it because it's like I could have been and should have been and like cracked that open, but I am. First of all, I didn't even have a corkscrew opener. I didn't even have one because I haven't been drinking wine.
That's true. But you want me to keep one of these out for you?
Yes, please.
Which one?
The biggest one. That one and the biggest one. That little one is good. Thanks. Did you wash any of your clothes?
I forgot to start it over. I did have some clothes in the washer.
At this point, I would prefer that you wait until tomorrow because I'm going to get some detergent. And we definitely need some more because the one I finally did a load tonight, or earlier today before I went to work. And I'd rather I wait until I have some more and I'll get it tomorrow. What time are you leaving?
I was supposed to be going honestly. I'm waiting on her.
Where's she at? All right. Thank you.
I'll be back up here before I leave.
Wash your hands. Take the dish detergent downstairs. It's right here on the floor.
You already got some detergent there?
It's detergent, but it don't have to be up here in my room. Is there anything in that little container? Anyway, I haven't been able to bring myself to drink the wine that he gave me. Because I'm like, I'm just not in the right space for that.
You shouldn't give it too much thought. Just let the time come whenever you're ready to enjoy it. I mean, if you keep thinking too hard about it, you probably won't even get to enjoy it. For a reason.
I didn't have a wine glass to drink it out of. Like I'm not gonna let myself. I brought that. Let me see that. I brought that. That's different. I brought it just for that purpose. Can't wait to get my. I love you. Yeah. I'm happy that hallway light is working now. Yeah. They haven't yet? Okay. I was home earlier today and I just got out of the shower. So I'm sitting in here in my little, as my mama would say, my booty gown, right? And my son was just in here talking to me. So he knows my condition. And bad up under there. Just ignore that. Is that about to come out? Yeah, just ignore all of that. It's time for me to redo it. I'm sitting here and like I was just talking to my son. That's okay because I'm talking to my son. I didn't have on nobody's bras, nobody's panties. I had on a dress that I always pull the straps down under my arms. So it looks like a tube dress. I do that to all of that's what I sleep in, messing stuff up. But I like it though. And I could just buy that, but it's not the same. It's not the same. So like that couldn't happen with this. It will happen once this gets old enough. I tend to keep things for a long time though. But anyway, sitting here at my desk, and I look up and Carlos like standing in my door, talking on the phone to somebody, and I was like, "Are you talking to me?" He was like, "Oh no, I'm on the phone. I'm still working." Like, it didn't sound like my display. I was like, "What the hell? Like, will you please close my door? I'm sitting here." Might as well have had on a towel, because the dress that I was describing, back is all out and no underwear. Completely vulnerable. I did not like that. I was just like, you gotta cover me for me. But he's like, "I thought that you knew. I told you that he was here." And I was like, "But if you left my door open," thinking like there's anyone in the house. I got this wine glass. Such a beautiful, expensive bottle of wine. I want to drink it when I'm running on fumes, you know what I mean? And then the first time I come up for air, like I've been doing lately, that's why I've been recording more, so I'm getting more rest. I don't want to be inebriated. Like that's, even though I would be doing so casually, like it has such a, like I'm so lightweight, I can't take shit. I can't take nothing. If I had dental work done, it would be like 800 milligram ibuprofens. Everything else makes me straight up lethargic. And some of them have really, really bad adverse reactions, like itching and swelling and hives. Like I'm allergic to so many things. Like that's how I know that those things are poison though. They're poison. Make me feel nauseous. What am I ingesting that I feel nauseous? Relieving pain, but it's killing me somehow on the inside that I feel nauseous? Because my body's responding to what's in my mind. It has to be poison, you know? So. So the story about the wine, I'm talking to my son about this. Okay, before I get on that, let me get back to this one thing. So I was telling you in like 2 videos back, I haven't even uploaded this video yet. I have the videos ready. Like I have maybe 3 uploads, 3rd upload, that I haven't even taken them to CapCut to edit and upload, just recording at a more at a higher frequency now. More frequent. I'm doing it more frequently. Ordinarily would have been staying up and waiting, editing, and taking up all that time. I've actually been resting like I'm supposed to. And I feel so much better. Like I feel so much better. But I'm so happy I got off work tonight. So anyway, so before I get on the wine, just thank you again for coming to my channel and checking me out. It's Teneca. It's Teneca. I use my hands. I think that's from the ancestors. Everyone doesn't do the same thing. I need to clean my locks. I need to clean them. You can see the little knots and BBs on them. I just wanted to thank you once again for visiting my channel. Please continue to show me love with your views, your likes, shares, subscribes. Leave a comment that's respectful. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Come back now. Come back now.